Dynamic entry. Welcome back, guys, and welcome to the new year. I know it's a little late, like 2-ish weeks or so into the new year, but hey, listen, we're all still kind of hazing through the January that is, right? It always kind of drags in the beginning and then it kind of speeds up. So we're all on our own timeline. No judging here. But anyway, today, guys, I want to talk to you guys about the most anticipated anime releasing this year of 2025, at least the ones that I know of. So basically what I'm going to do here is going to give you guys a rundown of the shows. It's a loose list that I found when I just kind of Googled what was coming out this year. So I'm not going to give you a full exact rundown of every single show coming out because I don't watch everything that comes out. I only watch certain things. So I'm going to kind of touch on shows that I think I at least would be interested in, some that you might be interested in as well. All right, first show I want to talk about, it's already out. By the time you guys see this, the first episode at least, maybe the second, of Sakamoto Days. It's out now. You can watch it on Netflix. I think it's exclusively on Netflix. And yeah, this is a big show. People have been looking forward to it. If you read the manga, then you know how amazing it is and how amazing it could possibly be. I haven't watched the first episode yet, but I've been hearing some mixed reviews, but I think it's mainly based in the fact that the animation isn't like God tier Demon Slayer level-esque. A quick rundown, basically it's going to follow Sakamoto, a retired hitman, and he is years removed from the game, and somebody mysteriously puts a hit on him years later. Somebody in the Japanese Assassination Association, the JAA, and everyone is trying to come kill him when he's already found peace and a happy life. So, you know, when you're called to defend your family, you have to do that. And along the way, we meet very interesting and fun characters with cool, like assassination powers and abilities. And it's kind of like that type thing. Like I mentioned, the John Wick, you know, where the world of it is really interesting, and they kind of barely started exploring it toward the end of the John Wick series. So yeah, if you're into like assassinations and like a kind of slice of life anime, this is going to be for you. Again, I haven't seen the first episode, so I'm not sure how, you know, well it is adapted from the manga, but my excitement level for it going into it is like at a 10. So that is the excitement level for Sakamoto Days. All right, next up on the list, confirmed releasing later on this year. I'm not sure the exact date yet, but One Punch Man Season 3. My excitement level for this is probably at like about, I guess, an 8. It's last season took a step back, we all know, because the animation was way different and it didn't feel quite the same or as magical as the first season. And I think the first season was so cool and special because it kind of came out of nowhere and nobody's really expecting something like that to come and subvert the genre of anime and like poke fun at the tropes the way it did. So I think that was like the main staying power of it. So I think maybe season 2, that kind of weared off on some people, but the people who stuck around and the people who read the manga, they know how like fun it gets, and they're still holding out hope that season 3 could be cooler. I believe they did change animation companies again. I'm not 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure I heard that there's someone else completely different now. So the complaints about the animation hopefully will be cool. It's been like, what, 3? No. I think it's been like almost 4 or 5 years since the last one. It's been a while. God, man, COVID really like ruined entire timelines. Yeah, so what I can remember, Garu, he's like the main villain of the next one I've been seeing. I haven't read the manga. I probably should, but I haven't yet. So as far as I know, that's what we're going to get with this next season, is going to see where he kind of goes in the story. He was very interesting. It was a cool villain. You wanted to root for him towards the end. So yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes from here. Okay, and one that is premiering, I believe, in Japan currently around the end of January, maybe like middle of the month, is going to be the new Chainsaw Man arc, the Rize arc, the Bomb Devil arc. They're making it into a movie, and we got a preview for it the end of like, or the middle of December last year, and they gave us a full trailer for it, and it looks really good. It looks amazing. Animation does look a little bit different from the show. I do believe the like lead animator for the show, from the anime, he passed away, so I think that's why it's not as like cinematic looking, which is kind of funny because it's a movie. It should be more cinematic looking, but it does feel more traditional and like more of the norm. I know people like mixed reviews on the anime itself for Chainsaw Man, but yeah, the movie itself and the arc itself, I love the arc. I think it's one of my favorite ones from it. Well, within, I guess, the public safety arc, the first arc of Chainsaw Man, and Rize is like so perfect. And well, perfect for Denji, and I loved her as a character. So I'm excited to see her be animated and see where their story goes and how it further pushes Denji along, and maybe more people will jump on the Chainsaw Man hype if they didn't read the manga. Because me, when I stopped watching the show, I was like, it was fine, but it wasn't the greatest. But when I went and read the manga, I was like, oh, I see why people like this so much. At least the first half of the series. It's really good. So it needs to be good, this movie, and I think it will be good. And my excitement level for it is probably like around, I don't want to give it a 10. I feel like I give everything a 10. It's like also an 8 with One Punch Man. Maybe 8.5 out of 10, my excitement level on that one. Because I am more excited for it than I am for season 3 of One Punch Man at this point, at least. I'm sure they will, but I just hope that they don't do the typical, this is the first 6 episodes of the season, so when they premiere the next season of Chainsaw Man, it's like just that movie, That would suck, but still excited to see it. All right, so let's shift away from the super big hype excitement for me. I'll go to ones that I'm not super excited for, but I know some of you guys will be. Fire Force season 3 for me, excitement level probably like a 4, because I watched maybe the first 4 or 5 episodes of season 1, and I was like, I'm good on this. But I do know those people who do keep up with the show are excited to see it come back, and hopefully, lives up to your guys' expectations. Clips I've seen online of some of the fights, they look cool. But I don't think I'm ever going to go back and really watch this. Maybe towards the end if they connect it, I've heard, to Soul Eater somehow. Maybe. But even then, I'm okay on this. And also another lower level excitement for me. Spy Family Season 3. I can't believe they're only on Season 3. I thought they would be on 4 or 5 at this point. But I guess when the movie came out last year, that kind of took up their time, maybe? I did see that, and that was interesting. So I did like that. But as far as the show goes, I stopped watching after Season 1 because it just became too slice of lifey for me and less about spies and stuff. And even I think the people who read the manga or are reading the manga said the same thing. It's not super spy heavy. It's more just family oriented, which is cool, which I think is needed for some people who want to read more of those stories. But for me, I'm not into it anymore. I was at first, but I'm okay on it. So season 3 for Spy Family, probably my excitement for it's a 3 out of 10. We'll give it that. All right, and wrapping up the final of the lower level excitement ones for me, it's going to be Solo Leveling Season 2, mainly because I didn't watch the first season. Rather, I watched the first 2, and I was like, I'm okay on this, and I never went back to it. I kind of wanted to wait for it to finish so I could binge it, but I didn't because I heard mixed reviews. But then I've been hearing now that it was really good at the end, so maybe I'll go back and watch it. But for me, currently, Season 2, not my bag. I guess I'm just not into it. It's fine. It has its place among the people who like it. Maybe I'll go back to it once it dies down, the hype of it. But for me, currently where it sits at, it's at a 5. Mainly because I'm still kind of interested to go back eventually to watch it, as opposed to Spy Family and the other ones where I'm good on those. I don't want to watch them. This one, it's I'll go back eventually. So excitement on that is a 5 out of 10. All right, and then a few standouts from last year who are getting their second seasons or their core 2 of their seasons. We have Kaiju number 8, Windbreaker, and Dan Da Dan. Those are getting their finishing out their first arcs, I guess. I don't know. I hate when they do that. They do 12 episodes and then they're like, you know what, we'll come back in a year to finish 12 more episodes. Just do 24 straight through like we used to do. What happened to it? What happened to the game I love? Anyway, for those ones, those are all fun and great for me last year, my standouts at least. And going into it, I think Dan Dan was the only one that I knew about. But Windbreaker and Kaiju number 8 were all just hearsay ones where I was like, you know what, I'll watch them and see if I like them. And I did like them, and they were my favorites from last year. So for both of those, Windbreaker, I'm gonna give a 9 excitement, and then Kaiju number 8, I'll give a 10 excitement because I do want to see where that story goes. And then for Dan Dan, it's going to be an 8. And that one's only at an 8 because I know what happens. I read the manga, and I've been learning that if I read something before I watch it, I'm not as excited to see it because I know what's going to happen. So the excitement of it is gone for me. So I think I'm going to pull back on some of the reading of newer shows coming out. That way I won't be as less attracted to watching them as they come out. So yeah, that's an 8 out of 10 for me on that one. And then the other ones, 9 and 10 respectively, excitement level. And then we got the 2 bigger shonens coming out this year. We have the Demon Slayer movie, Infinity Castle. I think just the first movie. I think they said they're going to do 3 of them, and this one comes out in October. So I'm assuming it's going to be 1 a year, which is crazy. But I guess it says if you were getting 3 seasons, but per year, I don't know how that one goes. But for that one, excited. How am I excited to see this? Probably an 8 again because I read it, so like at this point I know what's gonna happen. But I am excited to see some of the fight scenes, because at least when you're reading manga, the fight scenes for me are a little harder to picture. So Demon Slayer does a good job of like showing you what the author wanted like these movements to look like, and then they go above and beyond with like the way it looks. So that's always a treat. And then Jujutsu Kaisen season 3 at this point, right? Yeah, pretty exciting. I don't think I'm like a 7, I guess 7, because of where I think the story will go. If you haven't read the manga, I don't want to spoil it for you, but yeah, like I don't think it's gonna end. So this part of the season is not as exciting as like the end of the show, the series. So it's just a weird middle part. So the middle parts are always kind of like not as fun or as exciting. So yeah, like a 7.5 for me on that one. And then wrapping up, at some point we're going to be getting finally Vigilantes, My Hero Academia Vigilantes, which is like the spin-off series within the same world of My Hero Academia. And people who have read the manga really enjoy it. Shout out to Chris, he really likes it. I haven't read it yet, but for this one, I'm curious to see where it goes within the world. So I'm gonna go like a 6 out of 10 on this one, my excitement level. Just because like sometimes when they do stories within the universe where you're like, the main characters are way more interesting, why would I want to watch a story about like a random, side character? So he'll have to earn the respect, at least that series will. So for me, 6 out of 10, we'll see where it goes. It's fun idea. So yeah, but yeah, that's all the ones that I know that I'm excited for and that people would talk about. Obviously, like One Piece at one point is going to come back for you people who like that. I didn't want to include it because we don't really know exactly when it's coming back. But yeah, there are others that are coming out this year, and it is shaping up to be a good year for anime. And I'm sure there's going to be some sleepers that come out that people didn't expect. Just like there always is like one big one that comes out. Everyone's like, "Oh, that was kind of cool. That was awesome," and people just become big fans of it. So looking forward to those as well. But yeah, these are the ones that like I know for a fact that I will watch. So shaping up to be a good year for anime. Probably a little bit more exciting than last year, I would say. But yeah, as always, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and subscribe down below. We're almost at 500, which is cool. Very exciting. I wanted to hit that last year before the end of the year, but we didn't quite get there. We'll get there eventually. So yeah, and if you guys want to follow us on socials down below, I don't think by the time you watch this, TikTok will not be a thing anymore. So just go follow us on Instagram, I guess, and subscribe here. Obviously, if you haven't subscribed yet. And yeah, that'll be it for us. And until next time, guys, go watch something.